to you, wonderful people. How are you doing today? I'm sure you guys are doing amazingly well. Like, it's written all over your faces right there. I can see it through my lens here. Hope your day is going fine. It's already awesome. Like, just being with you guys here is just amazing. Like, dope shit. Like, or you want us to do the ape shit? Do you want us to do the ape shit? No, let's just come back home. So, we've been talking about setting up a music studio. The first one was introducing you into the types of studio. The second one was soundproofing and acoustics. The third one was explaining more about these types of studios. And the fourth one, which we are in, is the gears or the equipment that are necessary for these types of studios. So we are on the fourth one. We've talked about the gears needed for a beat production studio or a music production studio. We've talked about gears necessary for a podcast studio. Now we're going to the gears necessary or the gears you need to have or you will see in a recording and mixing studio. Most times they call it a recording studio, but just for people to understand it very well, we are supposed to recording and mixing there. So you guys are gonna get it. So let me give you guys an illustration. So, there's a big difference between a restaurant and a canteen or a buka. When you go to a buka, try to get local dishes like swallows, and basically they'll give you water to wash your hand. You might find fork there, you might find spoon there, like the utensils you're going to see there, but you never see a chopstick there, or would you? You won't see a soup bowl there. I'm talking of proper soup bowls. They are ones designed by the Chinese. There's a way they are designed. There are some things that you're not going to see in a canteen, but you're going to see in a restaurant. In a restaurant, you see different types of forks. You see different types of spoons. You see a teacup. You see a saucer. The dishes they even serve on the two different sides, they are totally different. A restaurant might even serve the food that the canteen is serving, but the food that the restaurant is serving, a canteen can't. They don't make those kind of dishes. You get my point? So what am I trying to say here is that the recording studio is the baba of them all. It's like the godfather of everything. It's like the boss of them all. He has the ability to do everything all these other studios are, and he has most of the gear that all these studios have. So for this studio, we're breaking it down into three things because it is a lot of things that you see there in a recording and mixing studio. So we're breaking it down into input, processing, and output. I won't be able to talk about a lot of all these things, but you can always just chat me. My contacts are there. You can DM me on Instagram. You can send me a chat on WhatsApp. You can call me with that same number. Immediately you call me, you tell me, I'm going to respond immediately. So the basic idea of all these things is just to give you guys basic information to open up your mind, because there's a lot of information that I'm trying to compress with time. So it's just going to be things that are going to open you to know at least the basic things, the basic knowledge, the basic ideas you need to do all these things. So when I talk about input, I talk about microphone and preamplification. And when I talk about microphone, if you go to my previous posts, I'm going to put a link in the description box below. I talked about types of microphones, application of microphones. I talked about the polar patterns. I talked about a lot of things, even how I use microphones, where I use just 3 microphones to make an entire kit. And I've even gotten 2 producers of mine that are my personal friends that are like, how with 3 microphones, how on earth, without compression, without gates, how did that achieve? Like he said, it's amazing. Like he said, he loves the energy, the punch. So all these things, I explained the idea, the concept behind how I got that in the video. So you can just go and watch the video, go over it, and make sure that you get the basic idea. So microphones, we have different types of microphones. We have condenser, dynamic, pressure zone microphone, boom mic, lapel, lavalier microphones, a lot of microphones. But in the studios, we basically focus on condensers and dynamics. So condensers are microphones that use phantom power to power them, but dynamics, they don't need anything. Just increase the gain, increase the sensitivity when it starts working. Switch on the microphone on the on button, and it just starts working. So the condenser microphone is a very sensitive microphone. It has different polar patterns. It has the omnidirectional, figure 8s, cardioid, supercardioid, depending on what you're buying. Dynamic microphones are always mostly either cardioid, supercardioid, like presently the microphone I'm using to record this is the Rode M3. It's a condenser microphone that has a cardioid polar pattern. It's an amazing microphone. Like, I'm still going to buy more of it. I would love to use it to mic vocals, like my backing vocals. Like, it sounds so amazing, like super amazing. But when I'm going to use it, I'm going to be using a pop filter with it, because people have tendencies to come too close to the microphone thinking it's a dynamic microphone. So guys, talking about all these things, it's a lot of information, but you can go to my channel and you see all about microphones that I talked about. I talked about a lot of things that you're going to need it. Take your time to watch the videos. There are some examples of performances that I used there. So you're really going to love it. You're really going to love it. So you can go there and go and check it. So the next one is preamplification. That means what circuitry you use to increase the sensitivity of that microphone. When you plug a microphone to the back of a console, the signal that is sending is quite low, so you need a form of booster to increase that signal. Preamplification is like what colors the tone of the microphone. It has a little bit of character. That's why you see people talking about SSL console, Neve console, Tufts, people talking about all sort of Avid, the SSL, talking about the Midas console, talking about the Focusrite leg, the Focusrite console. A lot of things out there. They have preamps, and the preamps are designing according to the way the manufacturer wants the sound to be. You get what I'm saying? So that's just what we can talk about. So if you need more information, holla at me. So the next one we're going to talk about is going to be processing.